The Syrian battlefield witnessed dramatic developments during 2015. On 17 of January, Israel targeted members of Hezbollah near Syria's border with its occupied territories in Golan Heights. And on 25 of the same month, the so-called Army of Islam, which is based east of the capital Damascus, hit the Syrian capital with more than 60 missiles and rockets, causing huge damage and many casualties among civilians. In February, the Syrian army held a military campaign in southern Syria and managed to control the triangle linking Daraa, Al-Quneitra and southern Damascus countryside, aiming at splitting the extremist groups and protecting the capital, especially that Israel boosted its support to these groups in southern area. In March, the Saudi-Turkish rapprochement resulted in the formation of the so-called Army of Conquest in the north, which was also declared in the southern front later in June. This unified the extremist groups after they were competing with each other, and was fruitful for them as they achieved significant advances later this year. In the beginning of April, the so-called Free Syrian Army, in coordination with Al-Qaeda branch in Syria, Al-Nusra Front, captured Nasib cross-border with Jordan, after they also took control of the ancient Roman city of Busra in southern Syria. Also in the northern front, the Army of Conquest, unofficially led by the Saudi Sheikh Abdullah al-Muhaisni, captured several cities successively, such as Idlib and Jisr al-Shugur in April and Eriha in May. Meanwhile, the ancient city of Palmyra was fallen in the hands of ISIL, which looted and destroyed several ruins. In June, the extremist groups in southern Syria launched what it called the South Storm, which succeeded in capturing a Syrian military base in Daraa. The assault was planned by MOC, which stands for the Military Operations Command, an intelligence coordination center based in Amman, Jordan, that consists of agents of 14 nationalities, mainly from the US, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, in addition to representatives of the militias fighting against the Syrian army. Later in June, the South Storm tried to storm Al-Thala airport on the footstep of Suwaida, southern Syria, but it was vanished by the Syrian army and the national defense in the city. In July, ISIL launched several attacks to control the city of Hasaka, northeastern Syria, but the Syrian army, along with Kurdish units, managed to block the attacks, which pushed ISIL to plan for terrorist attacks using bombed cars, like the one that occurred during the Christmas holidays in a Christian quarter in the city of Kamishli in Al-Hasaka. September witnessed a dramatic shift in the Syrian war. The Russian air forces got in the battle against ISIL and other extremist groups with full coordination with the Syrian government and army. The Russian operations have been highly efficient, which raised questions about the seriousness of the US-led coalition that started in 2014 and included 60 countries. A new counter-coalition has been formed and was referred to as 4+1, denoting Russia, Syria, Iran and Iraq, in addition to Hezbollah. The emerged coalition has established a command room in Baghdad. The Syrian army and its allies started to regain territories. Remarkably, they've broken the 3-year-old siege that was imposed on Kuwairis military airbase east of Aleppo. Annoyed by the Russian raids that targeted its trained rebels and trucks importing oil looted by ISIL, Turkish government ordered to hit a Russian bomber Su-24 for allegedly violating its space, which was proven false. On Christmas 2015, the Syrian Air Force finally eliminated Zahran Aloush, the head of the Army of Islam, along with dozens of high-ranked leaders of the extremist group that is funded by Saudi Arabia, and ironically was a part of the Syrian opposition meeting that was held in Riyadh just a couple of weeks before Aloush's death. This Syrian raid has satisfied the locals of Damascus, who have suffered the missiles and rockets of the Army of Islam. But it certainly angered Saudi Arabia that assigned a new commander to substitute al-Lush and seems to be planning for further retaliation steps. Meanwhile, the Syrian army and its allies are non-stop advancing in most fronts of Syria.